Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Dennis. Today we're going to upgrade the storage for my PS5. So actually it's my daughter's, but same as I did mine. I did about a 2 terabyte. I'm going to put a 1 terabyte in this one. So basically the reason you're doing this is because you tried to download a program, your console storage is full. So now you need more storage. So you can add storage very easily with the PS5. First, you have to go in, do your settings, go to system software, make sure everything is up to date. I'll show you that here in a second. And then after that, we'll go ahead and put the M.2 drive in it. And I'll explain all that. And I'll show you which one I'm using. Just make sure you buy one that is fast enough. It has to be Generation 4 PCIe. Gen 4, so it has the speed. Try and find one that actually says PS5 compatible. All right, make sure you do that and you'll be good to go. All right, so let's show you what you have to do in the software first, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, so first go into your system, make sure that under settings, go to system and make sure everything is up to date. Once in here, you'll see system software. And here you'll see System Software Update and Settings. So click on that. And here it says Update System Software. It says Up to Date. I'm going to click it just to make sure. And then I went to choose the internet in order to do it. And it's telling me I've got the latest version of the system software. Once I'm at that point, everything is good. And now I can actually open up the PS5, insert the M.2 drive. And you do need a specific one to make sure it's compatible. All right, so you need Gen 4. You want around, just make sure that when you're buying it, it says PS5 compatible. So let's get on to opening it up and putting it in, and I'll show you what has to happen after that. So after you've powered down your PS5, if you have the one with the slot, this is the side that you want to take off the cover. All right, it's pretty simple. You just have to push it up, and I believe it pushes this way. So you just pry up with the corner and push. All right, so lift up in this corner and it pushes off. All right, took a little bit to do it. It's just got the little catches here. This one's a little different than mine, even though it's PS5 still. But it came off pretty easy. So let's get to where you're going to install it. You can take time to clean it if you wish, while you're in here, because you see a little bit of dirt. I will do that, but first I'm just going to focus on this. You have a screw. We're going to take this off, and we're going to put our M.2 in there. First, let me get the M.2 so I can show you what it looks like. Okay, so my M.2 drive I'm using is Western Digital Black, the SN770. Okay, it's recommended for the PS5. It's 1 terabyte Gen 4. Up to 5150. All right, speed rated. So it says it works, and that's why I bought it. So we're going to put it in. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, get our little screwdriver. It could be tight, might not. Mine was a little bit tighter than this one. Take that screw out. Don't lose it. You'll need it. It's quite long. This is just going to be able to pop up. It's a little tricky sometimes, I found. But if you put your screwdriver right there, it's easier to get up. All right. Pops down underneath here when you put it back in. And you'll see that there's not one in here now. Never was. And so there's a little screw here you have to take out. So you have to fit it to whatever size your M.2 is. Mine's a 2280, which is right here. So we have to move this down to this size. So if yours is smaller, move it accordingly. So again, don't lose that screw. All right. They are different sizes, so at least you can figure that out. You might notice, I'm just going to move in here. So this pops out, all right, and it's meant to be able to be moved. Doesn't matter which side. So you're going to put it into the slot that you're going to secure it to. So it just drops in there, take your M.2 drive, and it's the same as installing any normal M.2 drive. There's a little slot. You're going to slide this down at a bit of an angle. And once it's there, just give it a push. All right, should stay there. When you push it down, it should line up with this. So at that point, you take your screw again, line it up, get your screwdriver, and you want to secure it. Okay, doesn't have to be super tight or anything like that. Take your cover, put it back on, let it pull back in place. Take your big screw, put it back in there, again tighten it down, and that's it. You've upgraded your storage. There is one more thing I want to show you that I didn't know about, and I didn't see it in any other videos when I was trying to figure this out for myself. So we're gonna put the cover back on and then turn it back on, and I will show you that one last thing. So before we do that, I want to show you one thing. So when you try to put your cover back on, look at these little indentations. This is where your little brackets are going to go. So here. So as long as these are going to line up, all right, which they will, as long as you've got them lined up on your thing, they'll slide into here and be good. So make sure this lines up with down here. All right. Now it should be pretty simple. Put it down and just push it forward. And you'll hear it click in place. You may not. I didn't really hear it click in my place for when I did mine, but that's all there is to it. So now let's go on to the one last thing you have to do, just to make sure everything works right. Okay, so when you first turn your system back on, you're going to see this message, M.2 SSD storage. To use your M.2 SSD, you need to format it. All right, and it's warning you that when you format your M.2 SSD, any data that's on it is going to be deleted. All right, if you want to continue using your PS5 without formatting your M.2, turn off your PS5 and remove it. I obviously don't want to do that. And note that any saved data, screenshots, and video clips can be or can't be saved in the M.2 SSD storage. All right, just keep in mind. So move it over to where it says Format M.2 SSD and proceed to do that. Okay, so click the button and it's going to format. It's very quick. It should not take hardly any time at all. And it says the read speed of your M.2 is as follows. It says if you experience any problems playing a game with the new installed M.2 SSD, try installing it in the console storage. Read speed of 5166 megabyte a second. All you got to do now is click OK. And now it's going to tell you it's been formatted. Now it says go. This is what I was saying you have to do to make sure it works. You have to change where your games are installed. So you got to go to settings, storage, and your installation location. All right. And of course it says if you want to remove it, turn off your PS5 first. So anyway, we're going to click OK, and then I'm going to go in and show you what we have to do once we're in this location here. So it's going to read the database. It's going to give you some warnings. So once you're in here, go down to storage, and you're going to see M.2 storage. All right. So what you want to do is go down until you see installation location. All right. Scroll over. Now it's PS5, and apparently it applies to PS4 as well. But we're doing PS5, so we're going to click on this, and that's going to be our default installation location for games and apps. Move it down. Make sure you select the M.2, and that's it. Now, one thing I did run across, if you happen to have played one of these games in the past, if it's a Sony game in particular, and it's on your PC, it's going to take the sound of whatever you're using. So if you were using a headset before, you'll have to make sure you go into the audio settings on here and change it to make sure whatever it was before when you were using your PS5. All right, everybody, so that's it. That's about as straightforward as it gets. pretty easy to do. I have no doubt you can do it. Walk yourself through the video as you do it. It'll be as easy as can be. If I can do it, you can do it. Let's put it that way. All right. So hope you liked the video. Hope it helps you out. If you're new here, think about subscribing. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. If you don't, if you have questions, put them in the comments. Hit that bell for notifications. And as always, thank you for watching. Have a good one.